brought to you by BoardGameAtlas.com, the fastest growing board game community in the world. Kia ora koutou and welcome to Museum in about 3 minutes. It is a game for 2 to 4 players. There is no solo mode. Playing time's around 20 minutes per player. It's a moderately complex game. Dateline 1900 and the great imperial powers are busy collecting the treasures of the world to house in their great museums. All over the world, Western archaeologists are uncovering relics and artifacts in faraway lands in order to bring them home to entertain an adoring public. You are the curator of one of these museums, riding the wave of growing public interest in the world. Can you build the greatest collection of relics in the world? Or will public opinion turn against you, branding you as nothing more than a tomb robber? You win if you have the most points at the end of the game. The game ends a turn after one player passes 50 points. Points are earned from having collections of objects, completing secret goals, and filling your museum, and you lose points due to negative public opinion. Competitive, only one player can have the most prestigious museum. Drafting, each turn you will gain new objects from the board. Set collection, objects earn more points when collected in sets. Player turn. Each turn is split into 2 main phases, the exploration phase and the action phase. In the exploration phase, you can get new objects to add to your hand. There are 2 objects for each region available, and the active player must select one to keep. Each other player can then select an object in turn or pass, and for each player that selected an object, the active player gets 1 prestige token. Next comes the action phase, which is only for the active player. The most common action to take is a furbish action, which allows you to add objects to your museum. Each object has a value shown in its top left corner. To put an object in your museum, you must discard cards of equal or greater value. You can also spend prestige. You can add as many objects to your collection as you can afford. You can also add cards to your museum from your discard, and other players can add cards from your discard to their museum by paying the cost to your discard and giving you 1 prestige. They can only do that on their action turn. The other main action is to refill your hand from your discard pile to 7 cards. For each object you placed in your museum, advance your score marker. When you pass one of these markers, collect a favor card. They are cards you can play in your turn for powerful bonuses. You can also recruit experts, paying their cost and adding them to your museum. And finally, you can arrange your collections. To score the most points, your collections need to be lined up well. Here they are not, but if we move them around, the Celtic cards are all together, the navigation domain cards are together, and the warfare cards are together, creating 3 distinct collections. After you are done, replace the drafted cards, and if any are public opinion cards, add a public opinion marker to that region. Cards in your discard at the end of the game from this region will lose you points. And at the beginning of the first player's turn, draw a headline card and resolve its effects. Why would you like this game? The core gameplay of Museum is really straightforward. Draft cards and build collections. And that makes it a game that's really easy to teach. But it's also really satisfying to build a collection up, to snap up an object you need from someone else's discards, and there's a genuine sense of completion. There's also a bit more interaction than some other set collection games due to the ability to go after people's discard piles. The collection goals give you a good steer from the start of the game, and the favor cards give the game a shake up from time to time. The best thing about this game is the art. It's just stunning from top to bottom. This is one of my favorite games in terms of overall presentation. It's just wonderful. However, the taking of cultural treasures, or taonga, from around the world into colonial powers museums is a troubling topic for many. So if you find that a sensitive topic, this game might not be for you. And we also found some combinations of secret objectives were exceptionally powerful together. We ruled that you can't keep 2 objectives solely focused on the same civilization. You want to build a collection but books are more your thing? Try Ex Libris. And if you like history and set collection, there's also 7 Wonders. Museum, an artwork in my personal collection. If you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and support us on Patreon.